Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you already subscribed. I really hope you like this, and if you do, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And with that, let's get on to the video. Bakugou Katsuki. Although he acts all so confident about himself, he's secretly insecure. Especially when it comes to you. He gets jealous, and he can't help it. He knows you're pretty, and a part of him really doesn't think he deserves you. Not when you were so good, and had a heart so pure and made of gold. You weren't supposed to be with someone like him, but he'll take it, because he's greedy, and he loves you too much to let go. He'd yell, and maybe yell out things he really shouldn't, and they hurt. At one point, he'd make you cry, and at that moment, he felt like he really didn't deserve to be with you. When you'd left to spend the week with Momo, he would be lying if he said he didn't cry too. The fights that would result from his jealousy would be too frequent, but eventually, after many months of you being together, they get rare. You've shown him how much you love him. Now you can deal with those nasty guys who have their eyes on you, and if anything, he's proud that you're his girlfriend. Todoroki Shouto. Todoroki would not be able to pick up on subtle signs of you being upset. It really takes him a while, but it wasn't his fault. His obliviousness would be caused from many arguments though, and eventually, it was your anniversary. You had prepared a surprise for him, made cake, and made him a very special gift. You were more than excited to see what he'd gotten for you. He was supposed to come home, but it was taking him a bit too long. That was okay though. It happened, right? After 3 hours of waiting, he was finally back home, and he laid down on the couch to soothe his aching bones. Sorry I was late, love. He'd apologized. You rolled your eyes. Are you forgetting something, perhaps? He stared to her bed, confused, then shook his head, and then you began accusing him of not caring about your relationship and forgetting about your anniversary. And he tried to explain himself. What he had not realized was that he, in fact, had no idea that people used to celebrate spending a year together. After you two had calmed down, you apologized and instead took him out and spoiled him for the rest of the day, deciding not to be so quick to judge him later on. He was too innocent and too cute. Midoriya Izuku, his carelessness, how self-sacrificial he was. It really was awful. Not only was he hurting himself, he was hurting you more than anyone else could. Every time you saw him on that cursed hospital bed, you felt like you were being stabbed in the heart 1,000 times over. It hurt, because how many times could he do this? How many bones could he break? How many times could Recovery Girl put the pieces back together? Next time, Will there be anything left to piece together at all? It was terrifying. You just wanted him to be alright, to be safe. Yet, he never listened to those who cared about him, always putting other people's life before his. He couldn't save everyone, and he had to learn it before it was too late. You were afraid that he wouldn't listen and would have to learn it the hard way, or never get to learn it at all. You didn't know which was worse. Eventually, after countless arguments and many missions in which she'd insisted on going with him, he'd gotten more careful. And you couldn't be more grateful to the world. Every successful mission, with few injuries, you'd take him out and spoil him for the rest of the day as a reward. And he'd gotten used to it. Shigaraki Tomura, his lack of affection, you tried to understand. You really did. And he gave him so much time. But even though it appears as though he had gotten used to it, he doesn't try to show his love for you in any way, not verbally or physically. When you'd ask, sure, he'd say it, but other than that, you felt lonely and ignored. You desperately wanted to feel loved. You wanted him to love you as much as he said he did, and you tried your best to believe him. You really did, but it really didn't work when he never made the effort to show you. Eventually, you couldn't bottle it up anymore. You had to get it out there. You had to tell him. But bottling things up for too long always ended badly, and you should have known better. You had left him after that fight, saying you didn't want to be with him anymore. However, a few days later, he was sitting on your couch in your apartment, which you had not told him about, and he was asking to be forgiven. He had promised to do better. As he hugged you close to him, and you could feel him trembling. There were scars and blood on his neck, and you couldn't help but hug back tightly, as you promised yourself never to leave him again. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.